Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Ardigen Mixed Microbiome Expert Series. And today I have a pleasure to host two wonderful experts, Martha Carlin, who is a CEO of The BioCollective and happens to be our partner, and Kaja Milanowska-Zabel, who is our EVP and General Director of the Microbiome Research at Ardigen. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So today we're going to focus about talking on the joint venture that we conducted together with the BioCollective, with Martha and Ro. And so first of all, I would like to ask you, Martha, to give us a little bit of a background of your story. So what led you to investigate the connections between Parkinson's disease and the microbiome?
Yes, well, my background is actually as a business systems turnaround expert. But in 2002, my husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at the age of 44. So I started teaching myself science and looking at it from a systems perspective. And in 2014, Dr. Philip Schepperhans from Finland published the first paper where he showed he could separate the two primary phenotypes of Parkinson's disease by the microbiome. And that was just an epiphany for me. And I quit my job and started funding research at the University of Chicago, doing time series sampling of my husband's and my sample, looking for clues to the systems problem. And about 6 months later, founded the BioCollective with Jack Gilbert from the University of Chicago.
Wow, that's a fascinating story. Of course, I've read it before, but to hear it from you, it's a great story, and it's usually amazing to have a personal touch and motivation to conduct such venture. And so, Kaja, I know that there's some private touch in your reasons why you have decided to undertake the microbiome research. And so can you give us a little bit of the short story of the focus, why at Ardigen we have decided to pursue the microbiome ways?
Well, actually, I was always very interested in the microbial research ever since my academic years. I even found my old notes from 2013 where I put microbiome as one of the directions. I even had an idea for a grant, but it was like a research grant. And I was fascinated by the switch to the approach to the microbiome as there were first approaches that microbiome is a bad player and we should eradicate it, and that there are pathogens and things like that. And once the switch came and we found that let's do not do that. Let's play in the mud and find the good microbes. I thought it's really interesting, and ever since I've joined Ardigen, I was putting stress on that's a fascinating approach to improve our health. So that's why we started to play around with the microbiome.
Okay, but ladies, we need to tell the audience what brought us together. Why have we decided to partner? Martha.
I actually met Agnieszka, probably 3 or 4 years ago at a microbiome conference, and just talking about the Ardigen platform. We had been building a sample and data set from the population of healthy and disease, but with a particular focus on Parkinson's because of my passion for Parkinson's. And I was really looking for tools to be able to unlock the power of that data. Because in the beginning, I knew it was very important for us to have whole genome sequencing, not just 16S, because I was looking for connections through the the actual genes that we could see in the microbiome as opposed to just the taxonomy. And so that's part of what really fascinated me about the Ardigen platform. And then, going back to my business turnaround concept, there were so many wonderful technological tools in business to help you understand what's going on. But I didn't see a lot of that available in the microbiome space until I met Ardigen. And we started talking about, our data is wonderful, but it's much more powerful with the right kind of tool and collaboration. So, I was excited to work with Ardigen to see what we could find that others haven't found so far in our Parkinson's data.
Mm-hmm. And Kaja, would you like to comment?
Well, yeah, it was a great opportunity to work with the real data, with a real problem, as we have developed the platform to address and understand the microbiome's role in human health. But it was done on the open data, but not on a real research question. And here came the BioCollective and Martha with an excellent research question that we can. We were able to utilize our AI tools to try to help to understand what's behind the data, how can we better analyze that, or is there a possibility to facilitate earlier diagnosis of Parkinson's disease? So it was a great opportunity to use our tools on a real research problem.
And could you disclose, Kaja, something that we found?
Well, actually, our approach is from the AI side is to identify metagenomic features that are typical for a given group of patients. So here we found a signature build up on those features that then were translated into functional units. And as we are not an experts in Parkinson's disease, we gave that signature to Martha and Raul, and they made a fascinating journey into understanding the biology behind that. And I know if Martha, you would like to add anything from that, because I have not disclosed anything. But
we found interesting patterns and evidence to support some hypotheses that we had previously about what could possibly be an underlying factor. I think one of the most interesting things to me is it changed my perspective about, how when we're looking at the microbiome, we're often looking for a target to get rid of. Mm-hmm. And some of the things I could see from this approach is that the system is actually trying to right itself. So there are, underlying genetic mechanisms going on that are trying to, deal with some other issue there. So that was pretty interesting to me. And then actually talking to a Parkinson's focused pharmaceutical developer, I think we found that it's a very interesting platform for patient stratification, because Parkinson's is kind of what they call a designer disease, where the symptom profile and the path to getting the disease is quite different in each person. And so I think that this, the tool and the work that we did will enable future stratification of patients for different treatments, where the treatment will work for some people in this category and for others will require a different treatment. So that was pretty exciting for me to see. And, just more supporting evidence of some of our underlying hypotheses about microorganisms that may be involved that haven't shown up in most of the published research because it's not metagenomic, and they're organisms that are hard to lyse and just difficult to get in your data set because of low abundance. So.
Mm-hmm. And on that positive note, we would like to disclose that we have some exciting news coming up, and we are preparing a little bit more for you. So stay tuned, and thank you very much, Martha. Thank you very much, Kaja, and thank you all for your time to listen to us, and stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.